What's up, Bulls Nation? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls fall to the Dallas Mavericks away from home as Dallas extend their undefeated streak to 4-0 as the Bulls fall back to a negative record in 2-3. This was a close and competitive game for the vast majority of the time, but late in the fourth, some bad displays from the Chicago Bulls takes it out of our hands as Dallas run away with the victory. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls game today, your player of the game, your thoughts and opinions on how well the Bulls played, and can there be improvements from here on in. We did lose this game. I should, again, continue to be more prepared. We lost this game 114 to 105 and a 9 points, I guess, loss for the Chicago Bulls. Now, there were some key good things we could take away from this game. At the end of the day, the fact that we kept it close and competitive. For the vast majority of the game, we know we did very well on Luka Doncic, and maybe outside of the second half, we were very tight in terms of, contesting threes and stuff of that nature, but key problems got in the way for the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, the fourth quarter three-point shooting was ridiculous, and Dallas just made a lot of their threes. To be fair, in fact, the whole game pretty much, Dallas were making a lot of threes, and I do want to get to that a little bit later, but I want to talk about the rebounding side of things, because then that, in my opinion, was the most frustrating part. In the fourth quarter, when you're down by 6 points, I believe, and you have a chance to come back, you give up 3 offensive rebounds that leads to a Dallas Mavericks shot that ends up taking the game away from us. That was the true dagger in the game. That happened late on in the fourth quarter, and that, in my opinion, is something that is so frustrating to watch. And it actually happened quite a few times in this game where I thought the rebounding was actually on our side. But when you look at the stats, the rebounding kind of cost us in this game in many ways. And that led to second chance opportunities. That led to, obviously, the Dallas Mavericks making more threes. But we had a clear game plan defensively that simply did not work. Let's put it in a nutshell. We tried to blitz, double team Luka Doncic, get the ball out of his hands, and allow other guys from Dallas to shoot the three. We did well on Luka. He had 18 points in the game, almost a triple-double in his own right, but definitely far away from his average. I think he averages 39 points per game this season. We took him a lot down from his average. He only had 18. But look at the guys that contributed for the Dallas Mavericks. Derrick Jones Jr., a former Chicago Bull, had 17 points in this game. Grant Williams, 25 points in this game. Lively had 7 points in this game. Or I'm sure that's how you say his name. Tim Hardaway Jr., 24 points in this game. Jaden Hardy, 9 points in this game. Seth Curry, 4 points in this game. And Dwight Powell, 5 points in this game. You can kind of see where we kind of fell off in this game. We allowed their role players to step in and really take off the load from Luka Doncic. And that kind of sucks to see when Kyrie Irving isn't playing in this game. We know Luka applies a lot of pressure on every team he plays, but to kind of see the other guys just absolutely go off and have a crazy game, it's a bit disappointing to see from a Chicago Bulls perspective, especially since we know our defensive work is solid. But other than that, again, that's kind of what cost us. I think the role play stepping up cost us. I think the rebounding side of things cost us. Second chance points cost us. Zach, DeMar, and Vooch all almost got 20 points. DeMar only had 16 points in this game. But something that's really frustrating to me is that our scoring is fairly balanced as well. Obviously, nowhere near as balanced as Dallas. But Patrick Williams, 25 points, 25 minutes in this game, and 0 points on the score sheet, 3 rebounds. Now, I think Pat did some okay things. Again, his one assist was a very good one, I believe. It was a bounce past to Nikola Vucevic in the pick and roll. But again, as much as it's okay to have good moments in the game, Patrick Williams had a couple of rebounds. So he was one of the guys guarding Luka as well. So I'm not going to put him as entirely to blame for this game. But to not score in 25 minutes is very frustrating. And again, it kind of puts the blame on him. I know it's a team game, and it should be team assess the wins and the losses of the game, especially in a game like this where it's key things that let us down. It's lack of defense from the perimeter. It's, trying to double team Luka and blitzing Luka and allowing other guys to get involved. That was obviously a key thing. Rebounding, key things. There are a lot of key things. Bulls inefficiency. DeMar DeRozan was very inefficient in this game. Zach LaVine kind of settled down in the second half of this game and all of those things. But people will look at 0 points and immediately point the blame at Patrick Williams. So he has to be better, man. It's as simple as that. 0 points in 2 of the games out of 5 that we played is just not good enough from a starting caliber player. And if Patrick Williams is going to start, he has to contribute more than what he does. I'm not putting all the blame on him. I know some people will. But he's got to be better. And he's got to take that responsibility in his own rights to be better. It is what it is from that point of view. But obviously, again, it's just a situation where Dallas had more people step up to the plate than the Bulls did. We did our job. We kept Luka quiet. That was the goal, clearly. We tried to do it was very similar to the OKC Thunder game. Let's put that into perspective. When we got blown out by OKC, we did a lot wrong offensively that I don't think we did wrong today. But the difference, I guess, defensively is actually not that different. We tried to blitz. We tried to double team Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He got the ball out of his hands to allow the OKC players to shoot the threes, and they made their threes. It's as simple as that. That's how I kind of view Dallas's game today. I mean, Grant Williams, had 6, 7 threes in the game. Derrick Jones Jr. had a bunch of threes. Even Luka had a couple of threes. Jaden Hardy had a couple of threes. He made a big 3 towards the end of the game. I mean, it's as simple as that. We allowed them to really shine from the 3-point line, and we had to bite the bullet there. We lost. We got defeated in that game, and it's something we have to move on from. Dallas were just too good on the night, and it's something that we got to accept. With that being said, my must improve has to be Patrick Williams. 25 minutes played and 0 points. I'm sorry. It's just not good enough from a starting caliber player. It can happen from time to time. Kobe at one point had 0 points in the game as well. The same game that Pat had 0 points. But to do it consecutively or to do it so close to each other, it's frustrating, it's annoying. And I know a lot of people are going to put the blame on him. It's a team game. The team should be judged in the same way. But Patrick Williams' stat line is not impressive. Nikola Vucevic is my player of the game, a 20 and 20 night for him. He was pretty much cooking the whole game. He made some threes. He obviously got into the lane, post hooks, layups, offensive rebounds. He did everything for the Chicago Bulls today that he should be doing. And it was an incredible performance from him. Shout out to him on 2 great games for the Chicago Bulls. And that's going to be it for this video. Our next game is going to be against the Brooklyn Nets, I believe. And that is going to be an interesting game. We'll be at home for that one. And then the back-to-back against Denver. I don't necessarily like the home, game against Brooklyn than the away game against Denver. I don't necessarily like traveling from east to west in a back-to-back situation. So that's a bit frustrating. But look, we've got to focus on our next game, and that is against Brooklyn. We'll see what happens. I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. Ladies and gentlemen, drop off like, follow, and or subscribe if you are new. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.